Hey guys, I'm Ayush and we're back with the Web Dev series by ISTE. Today we'll be going ahead with basic JavaScript following the topics of arrays and functions. So let us start with arrays. In JavaScript, array is a single variable that is used to store different elements. It is often used when we want to store a list of elements and access them by a single variable. Now there are two ways to declare an array. The first one is directly by just initializing with with the amount of size you want as the amount of elements, and the value of the element will be directly as a parameter. The second one is by create using the new array function, and we can see how both of them work. So as we can see that array 1 has elements 1 2 3 4 5, and array 2 we're using the new function of brackets where we enter the parameters which will be the elements of the array, also 1 2 3 4 5. Now out of both these methods, method 1 is preferred when you want to add integers to the array. There's a reason why. So basically if we do var array of 3 is equal to new array of 5, we technically expect like the array 2 example, that the element 5 will also be an element, but it does not happen like that. It in return gives us an array of 5 elements, but all of them are empty items. Whereas it works with string directly, so you can input using a string, using the direct function, it will work as high. So you should not use the new array function when you want to initialize it with an integer. Now, after creating an array, we can also update its value. As we can see here that we have an array of size 5, because when we use an integer on the new array function, we determine the size, and we can access the elements by using the bracket function or the index function. So now over here, all the arrays are given values, and now we can print all of them. So as we can see, the array values are printed. Then also one more thing is that JavaScript array can hold different types of data types in a single array. There is no restriction, unlike other languages where you can, like for example in C++, we do int array of 5 where we determine the size, where it's a fixed size, and also the type is also determined that it has to be int only or a float only or a character only. Whereas in JavaScript, there is no restriction. You can have any type of array, and in array you can have different types of elements. So for example, as we can see here, array 3, high is a string, 300 is an int, 21.69 is a float, is also a string, and true is a boolean value. So all different types of data elements are there in one array. Now for accessing, as I've already told before, you can just use the index function by just writing the index number starting from 0. So as we can see, array of 0 was high, which is the first element in the array. Now we have three other functions for array. One is called push, second is called shift, and third is called unshift. So the push function is used to add an element to the end of the array. The shift function is used to remove an element from the starting of the array, and unshift function is used to add elements in the front of the array. Let us see for example. So as we can see that we are adding another string to the end of the array, which gets added up here in the array. We're doing shift of high. Shift of high is basically used to remove anything from the starting of the array, hence high gets deleted. Now we can also do array 3 dot unshift of hello. So upon running this, we get hello instead of hi because we use the shift function which deletes the first element and unshift which adds a new element to the starting of the array. We also have a splice function. A splice function is basically used to do insertion and removal at the same time. We just directly write the array name dot splice of the starting location, basically the index number, comma delete count, which is number of elements you want to delete in the array, comma the extra parameters, which is item 1, item 2, item 3, will be at the point of the start index. These elements will be added on to the array. Now we have the dot length function, which is it's a very common function which is used to find out the size of the array. As we can see, we are doing var array 3 is equal to new array of 5, var len is equal to array 3 dot length, and the value of len is 5. Then we have the very useful function called dot every. So the dot every function is basically used to iterate through every element in an array by passing it through a function, and it'll give us the value true if all the values of if all the conditions of all the elements satisfy the condition in the function, false if any one of them also does not satisfy. So for example, we are given an array, we have to write a function to check if all the elements of the array are less than 100 or not. So as we can see that here 10, 20, 30 are the three elements in the array, and all of them are less than 100. So technically the result that it would output is true, and it gives true. Whereas if we now change this to 110, it gives false, because 110, which any one of them fails, the whole answer will be wrong. It will give us false value. How to use this function is basically you have an array, you equate it to something because it gives a true or false value. So you write the array dot every of the function name inside the bracket which you want to access it through. We have another example here. You can use this to basically check if all the elements in the array are of the same data type or no, whichever data type you want it to be. This will also result true because hi, I am from IST, all of them are string variables. Then we have the dot sum function. Unlike the dot every function, this is completely opposite. In dot every function, whereas we required every element of the array to be passing through the function and giving us a true value, dot sum will give us a true value if any one of the elements in the array is also passing through the conditions. So for example, here we have greater than 100, greater element. So if any of the elements are less than 100, this will give us a true value. So now, as we know, 20 is less than 100, whereas 110 and 310 are greater than 100. But we're using the dot sum function, so this will give us a true value because any one of the values needs to be true, and 20 gives us the correct value. But the moment we change this to 210 or something, probably we run this code again and we get it's false because none of the elements are less than 100. Now we have the other function called the syntax for the dot sum function is also very similar to the dot every function. You just write uh, the array name dot sum of the function name. Now we have the dot concat function, which is basically just used to concatenate two strings together, concatenate two arrays together. So as we can see here, we have var array of 1, var array of 2, and var array 3 is equal to array of 1 dot concat of array of 2. You can have unlimited number of parameters after array of 2, but here we're just adding two arrays together and we get the output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is basically concatenation of array 1 and array 2. We have the dot sort function. Now the dot sort function is a little weird in arrays in JavaScript, and you should use it very carefully because it gives us the output in ascending order, but it checks whether it's greater or less than based on the Unicode form. So give me an example. So now we have var sort is equal to 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, and we're just going to sort it out directly by using the sort function. And when we do that, obviously we're going to expect it to give the output as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which we get. Then we have var sort 2 which is equal to 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we expect the answer to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, but that does not happen because apparently 10 is less than 2 in Unicode. See, as we can see, 10 is the first element because it is less than 2 in Unicode. So the function is useful if you want to sort it out, but then you should really be careful while using this function. as it might not give you the results you expect. Then we have the last function with arrays, which is called the dot reverse function. The dot reverse function is basically this reverses all the elements in the array. The first one goes to the last, and so on. The second one to the second last. So we have an array here. I like coding with three strings, and upon reversing this code, reversing the array, we get coding like I, which is the expected output. So that's it for arrays. Let's just move on to functions. Now, a function is a set of statements that can take inputs, do some specific computation, and produces output. Basically, a function is a set of statements that performs some task or does some computation and then return the result to the user. Now we can create functions in JavaScript using the keyword function. The syntax is very visible as you can see it here. Function, or we write function, which is the keyword, we write the function name and the parameters we require for the function to be passed on to it, and then we just have the function body, and that's it. So let's take an example here. We want to get the sum of the first n number. So how do you basically write a function? We write the keyword function. The function name, we're getting get sum, so you just name it as get sum, and we require n, right? Which number do you want? The first n numbers of n. Then we're just initializing var sum is equal to 0, or I is equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus sum is equal to sum plus I. This is basics coding, which is just required to get the sum of the first n integers. And then you can just use the function console.log get of sum of 100. As we're returning sum, the value of sum will be printed, or you can just initialize it to a variable and you can print the variable value. Anything works. So upon doing this, we get the sum of the first 100 numbers, which is 5050, and it works. Now we have some built-in JS function which are quite useful. The first one is called char at. The char at function is basically just used to print the value of the character in a string at a specific index. So imagine we have let str is equal to ist, and there are four indexes in it: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 corresponding to I, 1 corresponding to S, 2 corresponding to T, and 4 corresponding to E. 2 corresponding to T and 3 corresponding to E. So when we do str.char at of 3, we basically will get E as the output because it's corresponding to the third index. As you can see, we get the output as E. Then we have the dot let function, which already I showed you in arrays. It is basically used, it is used to give the length of anything, an array, a string, anything it works for. Here we have a string, as I've already showed you before in arrays, we use it to calculate the length of the array. Here we're going to do with the string. As we can see that this is an 18 character long string, and the output of the dot length function is also 18. Then we have another function called slice function. The slice function is basically just used to get a substring out of a string by mentioning the indexes. So the first index is basically where to start from. So the first which index to start from, and the second index is relative to the ending of the string. So basically, if you write 0, it'll print till the end. You write -1, it's going to go back one letter. If you write -2, go back 2 letters. -3, 3 letters. So for example, we are writing string.slice of 12, -3. So let us see first 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's supposed to reproduce from T ring, and we're using -3, so HOD will get cut out. Let's see if we are right. So as we can see, T ring slice of met. As we can see, the first 11 characters were skipped away, and in the last 3 characters were skipped away. Now you can find out about more inbuilt functions in the website. It's given below. It'll be mentioned in the comments as well. A lot of the functions are depending on how you want to use it, and you can just make up your own function. You can go through the inbuilt function depending on your need. Well, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed.